My brother said he told my girlfriend I cheated because bros look out for each other, then his ex sent screenshots. He'd been trying to get with her for a year and thought this would clear his path. She called me sobbing 2 nights ago at like 1 a.m., said she couldn't do this anymore, that she loved me but couldn't be with someone who disrespected her like that. I had no idea what she was talking about. She kept saying your brother showed me everything and hung up before I could even ask what the hell that meant. I drove to her place but she wouldn't open the door, just yelled through it that my brother came to her work last week and told her I'd been sleeping around for months, that he had proof, that he couldn't stay quiet anymore because bros look out for each other and she deserved better than a cheater. The thing is, I wasn't cheating, never even thought about it. We've been solid for 2 years and I was planning to propose next month, had the ring and everything. So I called my brother, asked him what the fuck he told her. He got all defensive, said he was just being honest, that he saw messages on my phone when we hung out last month. I told him that was bullshit because there were no messages. He started backtracking, saying maybe he misunderstood what he saw, but he had to tell her just in case because that's what brothers do. I knew he was lying, but I couldn't figure out why. Then yesterday his ex-girlfriend, the one he dated for like 6 months last year, sent me screenshots. Turns out my brother had been texting my girlfriend for over a year, started right after he met her at my birthday party. The messages were insane. He'd send her good morning texts, ask about her day, compliment her constantly. She was polite at first but barely responded. He didn't care, just kept going. Around 6 months ago the texts got weirder. He started saying things like, you deserve someone who appreciates you, and I don't think my brother realizes what he has. She told him to stop, but he'd wait a few weeks and start again. Then 3 weeks ago he sent her a long message about how he'd seen texts on my phone from other women. Said he felt sick keeping it from her. Said he knew she'd be hurt, but the truth always comes out eventually and he wanted to be there for her when it did. She didn't respond to that one, so he showed up at her work. His ex said she was sending me the screenshots because my brother had been texting her too, asking if she thought my girlfriend was over me yet. She told him to leave her alone and figured I should know what he'd been doing. I screenshotted everything and sent it to my girlfriend. She called me crying again, but this time apologizing. Said she should have asked me directly instead of believing him. I told her it wasn't her fault, my own brother lied to her face with fake evidence. But here's where it gets messy. My girlfriend wants to move past it and try again. My family is another story. I forwarded the screenshots to my parents and told them exactly what my brother did. My mom called him immediately and he admitted it. Said he developed feelings for my girlfriend and thought if we broke up he'd have a chance. That he never meant to hurt anyone, he just wasn't thinking clearly. My dad lost it, told my brother he raised him better than to sabotage his own brother's relationship over some girl. My brother tried to say I was overreacting, that people break up all the time and it wasn't that serious. I told him we're done, that I don't have a brother anymore. He can come get his stuff from my apartment. He'd been crashing with me for 2 months while looking for a place, but after that, I don't want to see him. My mom is begging me to forgive him, says he made a mistake but he's still family. My dad agrees with me but thinks I should at least talk to him eventually. My girlfriend says it's my choice but she'll support whatever I decide. My brother sent me like 30 texts yesterday. Half of them are apologies, half are him saying I'm being dramatic and that girls come and go but brothers are forever, that he didn't actually do anything, just told her what he thought was true. I blocked him this morning. Some of my extended family are saying I'm being too harsh, that yeah, what he did was wrong but cutting him off completely is extreme, that I got my girlfriend back so what's the problem? But I can't get past it. He looked her in the eye and lied, spent a year trying to get with her behind my back, only confessed when he got caught, and now he's acting like I'm the one being unreasonable. My girlfriend and I are trying to work through the trust issues this created. She feels guilty for believing him. I keep wondering what else he lied about over the years. Am I wrong for cutting my brother out of my life over this? My brother showed up at my apartment last night with my parents and tried to force his way inside while my girlfriend was here. I was making dinner with her when I heard pounding on the door, opened it and there he was with both our parents behind him. My brother immediately started talking, saying we needed to hash this out like adults. My mom was crying, my dad looked exhausted. I told them to leave. My brother pushed past me into the apartment. My girlfriend came out of the kitchen and froze when she saw him. He looked right at her and said, I'm sorry for everything, I really am, but he's my brother and we need to fix this. She didn't say anything, just stared at him. I told him to get out. He ignored me and sat down on my couch like he lived there. Started going on about how he'd been in therapy twice this week and his therapist said he needed closure, that cutting off family over a misunderstanding wasn't healthy. That's when I lost it, told him there was no misunderstanding. He spent a year hitting on my girlfriend behind my back, lied to her face about me cheating, and only admitted it when his ex exposed him. He tried to interrupt but I kept going, said he didn't get to show up at my home and call it a misunderstanding. My mom jumped in, begging me to just listen, said my brother made a terrible mistake but he was getting help now and I should give him a chance to make amends. My dad stayed quiet but I could tell he wanted this over with. My girlfriend spoke up then, told my brother he made her feel unsafe, that he'd been inappropriate for over a year and showing up here after everything just proved he didn't respect boundaries. My brother's face changed, got defensive real fast, said he never made her uncomfortable, he was just being friendly, that she never told him to stop, so how was he supposed to know? I pulled out my phone and read his texts out loud, the ones his ex sent me. You deserve someone who appreciates you. I don't think my brother realizes what he has. I'd treat you so much better. He went pale. My mom asked what I was reading. I showed her the screenshots. All of them. A year's worth of my brother trying to get with my girlfriend while pretending to be supportive. My mom's face crumpled. She looked at my brother and asked if it was true. He started backtracking, saying the messages looked worse out of context, that he was just being a good friend to her. My girlfriend cut him off, said he wasn't her friend, that she barely responded to his texts and he kept pushing, that when she told him to stop 6 months ago he waited a few weeks and started again. My dad finally spoke, asked my brother if he understood what he did. My brother got angry then, said everyone was ganging up on him over nothing, that he apologized already and I was being vindictive by holding it over his head. I told him to get his stuff and get out. He refused, said this was his home too since he'd been living here. I reminded him I'm on the lease, not him. He was crashing here temporarily and that ended the day he sabotaged my relationship. He started yelling, called me controlling and said I always had to win, that I couldn't stand the idea of him being happy with someone. My girlfriend grabbed my arm and whispered that we should call someone if he wouldn't leave. My mom heard her, started panicking, begging us not to call the police on family. My dad told my brother to calm down and leave with them. My brother refused, sat there with his arms crossed like a child. So I called the non-emergency line, told them I had someone in my apartment who wouldn't leave. My brother jumped up then, calling me insane. My mom was sobbing. My dad physically pulled my brother toward the door. My brother shook him off and turned to my girlfriend one last time, told her she was making a huge mistake taking me back, that I didn't deserve her and she'd realize it eventually, said when she did, he'd still be there. That's when my dad shoved him out the door, actually shoved him. I'd never seen my dad lay hands on him before. My mom followed them out, still crying. The police showed up 20 minutes later. I explained the situation. They took a report and said if he comes back to call immediately. They asked if my girlfriend wanted to file anything since he'd been harassing her. She said not yet but wanted documentation in case. After they left we just sat there. She was shaking. I'd never seen her like that. She said having him in our space made her skin crawl, that she kept thinking about all those texts he sent, how he smiled at her at family dinners while secretly trying to break us up. I called my dad this morning. He apologized for bringing my brother over, said my mom convinced him it would help, that seeing us together would make my brother accept reality. Obviously that backfired. My dad said my brother is staying with them now but he's not welcome at my place ever again, that he'll make sure my mom understands that too. Then he said something that gutted me. He asked if I noticed my brother lying about other stuff over the years, because he started thinking about it and realized he couldn't remember the last time my brother took responsibility for anything. I have been thinking about that all day. How many times did my brother lie and I just believed him because he's family? My girlfriend wants to look into options for keeping my brother away legally. Not a restraining order yet, but something that makes it clear he can't contact her. I support whatever she needs to feel safe. My mom has called 6 times today. I haven't answered. My brother sent more texts from a different number since I blocked him, said I turned our parents against him and ruined his life over jealousy. I don't feel guilty anymore, I just feel done. My brother filed a police report claiming I assaulted him during the apartment incident and now my parents are choosing sides. Got a call from a detective 3 days ago asking me to come in for questioning. I had no idea what it was about. Showed up and found out my brother told police I attacked him when he tried to visit me, said I shoved him against a wall and threatened him in front of witnesses. Complete lie, my dad was the one who pushed him out the door, I never touched him. I explained everything to the detective, showed him the police report from that night where I called because my brother wouldn't leave, gave him the screenshots of my brother's texts to my girlfriend. The detective took copies of everything and said he'd follow up. Called my dad immediately after, asked if he knew my brother filed a false report. He went quiet for a long time, then admitted my mom told him my brother was exploring his options but she didn't think he'd actually do it. I asked why mom didn't warn me. My dad said she's convinced this whole situation is my fault for not forgiving my brother, that I'm tearing the family apart over something that could be fixed if I just let it go. That conversation ended badly. I told my dad he needed to tell the detective the truth about who actually pushed my brother. He said he would, but I could tell he didn't want to get involved. I reminded him this could turn into charges against me if my brother keeps lying. He promised to call the detective the next day. My girlfriend has been a mess since finding out about the police report. She keeps saying this is her fault, that if my brother wasn't obsessed with her none of this would be happening. I've tried telling her that's not true but she's struggling. 2 days ago she got a letter at her work, handwritten envelope, no return address. Inside was a 3-page letter from my brother. He apologized for everything, said he never meant to hurt her or ruin our relationship. Then it got weird. He wrote about how he's been in love with her since the day they met, how he knows she felt the connection too but was too loyal to me to act on it. how they could have been perfect together if circumstances were different. The last page said he's moving out of state for a fresh start, that he hopes she'll be happy but he knows deep down I'm not the right person for her. He ended it by saying he'd always care about her and if she ever needed anything he'd be there. My girlfriend brought it straight to me, her hands were shaking when she handed it over. I read it and felt sick. This wasn't an apology, this was him still trying to manipulate her into thinking they had something. We took it to the police station, added it to the existing report. The officer who took it said it could be considered harassment given everything else. Asked if my girlfriend wanted a no-contact order, she said yes. That set my mom off. My dad must have told her because she showed up at my apartment yesterday morning. Didn't knock, just started yelling through the door about how I'm destroying my brother's life, how a no-contact order will ruin his record and make it impossible for him to find work. I opened the door, she looked terrible, like she hadn't slept in days, started begging me to drop everything. Said my brother made mistakes but he's paying for them by having to move away and start over, that the legal stuff was too far. I asked if she read the letter he sent my girlfriend, she admitted she had, my brother showed her a copy. I asked her if she thought that letter was appropriate, if she'd be okay with some guy sending that to me about her, she didn't answer, just kept saying he's suffering enough already. My girlfriend came out then, told my mom the no-contact order wasn't negotiable, that my brother spent over a year harassing her and she's done being nice about it. My mom tried to argue but my girlfriend cut her off, said if mom contacts her again about this she'll be included in the order too. My mom left crying, I haven't heard from her since. My dad called last night, said he gave his statement to the detective, confirmed he was the one who pushed my brother, not me, said the detective told him my brother's story had multiple inconsistencies and they're likely dropping it. Then my dad said something that floored me. He told my mom he's done enabling my brother, that he's watched my brother lie and manipulate for years and pretended not to notice. But seeing him try to frame me for assault while sending that letter to my girlfriend made him realize my brother isn't going to change. My mom apparently didn't take that well, she's insisting my dad is abandoning their son when he needs them most. My dad said their son is 28 years old and needs to face consequences for his actions. They've been sleeping in separate rooms since. I feel horrible that my parents' marriage is falling apart over this. My dad said it's not my fault, that these problems existed long before this situation, but I can't help feeling like I caused it by not just forgiving my brother. My girlfriend keeps reminding me that none of this would have happened if my brother hadn't lied in the first place, that we're not responsible for his choices or the fallout from them. The no-contact order hearing is next week. My brother has been sending emails now since we blocked his numbers, they're getting more unhinged. Blaming me for turning everyone against him, saying I poisoned my girlfriend's mind and she'll eventually see the truth. We're forwarding everything to the detective. My extended family found out about all of this somehow. Aunts and uncles calling to say I'm being cruel, that my brother is family and family forgives. Only my dad's sister has been supportive. She told me my brother pulled similar stuff with her daughter years ago and she's glad someone finally stood up to him. I asked what she meant. She said my brother tried to break up her daughter and her boyfriend by telling the boyfriend my cousin was cheating. Turned out to be completely made up. My cousin forgave him because my mom guilted her into it. I never knew that happened, makes me wonder what else I missed. My brother showed up at the no-contact order hearing with a lawyer and tried to claim my girlfriend has been stalking him. We walked into the courthouse last week expecting a straightforward hearing. My girlfriend had all the documentation, the texts spanning over a year, the letter he sent to her work. The emails after we blocked him, everything pointed to a clear pattern of harassment on his end. Then my brother arrived with some attorney in an expensive suit. I didn't even know he could afford a lawyer. Found out later my mom drained her savings to pay for it. The hearing started and my brother's lawyer immediately went on the offensive. Claimed my girlfriend had been pursuing my brother for months, that she'd sent him flirty messages and encouraged his attention. Then when my brother tried to respectfully distance himself, she got vindictive and fabricated evidence to make him look like the aggressor. Complete fiction, my girlfriend sat there stunned while this lawyer spun an entirely different version of events. Our lawyer presented the screenshots, every single message showing my brother initiating contact. My girlfriend's responses were minimal, polite brush-offs. There were timestamps showing months where she didn't respond at all and my brother just kept texting. My brother's lawyer claimed the screenshots were doctored, said anyone could fake text messages, demanded to see my girlfriend's actual phone records from her carrier. The judge ordered both of them to submit official phone records within 2 weeks, continued the hearing to allow time for that. We left the courthouse and my girlfriend broke down in the parking lot. She kept saying she couldn't believe this was happening, that my brother was lying under oath and his lawyer was helping him do it. I was furious, called my dad from the car, he already knew. My mom had told him about hiring the lawyer. He tried to stop her but she did it anyway, used money they'd been saving for a vacation. My dad sounded defeated, said my mom is convinced my brother is the victim in all this, that my girlfriend manipulated him and I'm too blind to see it. He's tried reasoning with her but she won't listen. I asked if he was still planning to testify about my brother filing the false police report. He said yes, but his voice was uncertain. I could tell my mom was wearing him down. The phone records came back yesterday. My girlfriend's carrier provided everything, every text, every call, complete timestamps. It showed exactly what we already knew. My brother initiated contact 90% of the time. My girlfriend rarely responded. When she did, her messages were brief and impersonal. My brother's records told the same story. Our lawyer said it's damning evidence and there's no way the judge will believe my brother's version now. But here's where it gets worse. My mom has been calling my girlfriend's parents. Her mom called her 2 days ago in tears, said my mom showed up at their house with printed copies of my brother's statement, the one claiming my girlfriend pursued him. My mom spent an hour trying to convince them that their daughter was lying, that she's trying to destroy my brother's life because he rejected her advances. My girlfriend's parents didn't believe her. They've seen the evidence, but my mom wouldn't leave until her dad threatened to call the police. My girlfriend is devastated. She keeps saying she just wanted my brother to leave her alone. Now it's turned into this massive legal battle and my mom is harassing her family. I confronted my mom over the phone. She started crying immediately, said she's fighting for her son. That everyone has abandoned him and she's the only one who still believes in him. I told her the phone records prove he's lying. She said records can be manipulated. I asked her point blank if she really believes my girlfriend spent a year chasing my brother. She went quiet, then said she doesn't know what to believe anymore, but he's her son and she has to support him. I told her supporting him doesn't mean helping him lie. She hung up on me. My dad called an hour later, said he came home to find my mom packing a bag. She's staying with my aunt, the one who's been defending my brother this whole time. Said she can't be around my dad when he's siding with me over family. My dad sounded broken. He apologized for everything. Said he should have put his foot down years ago when my brother started showing these patterns. Now it's too late and his marriage is imploding. I don't even know what to say to that. This started because my brother couldn't handle rejection. Now my parents are separating and my girlfriend's family is being dragged into it. My girlfriend's lawyer filed a motion to expedite the hearing given my mom's harassment of her family. The new date is in 5 days. My brother sent another email last night from a new address. Said he knows the phone records look bad but there's context I don't understand. That my girlfriend knew exactly what she was doing when she responded to him. That her occasional responses gave him hope and she used that to string him along. I showed it to our lawyer. He said it's more evidence of harassment and he's adding it to the file. My girlfriend barely sleeps anymore. She keeps having nightmares about the hearing, about my brother's lawyer twisting everything, about the judge somehow believing his lies despite the evidence. I keep telling her the truth will come out, the records don't lie, but I can see the doubt in her eyes. My dad's sister, the one whose daughter my brother pulled similar stuff with, called yesterday, said she's willing to testify about what my brother did to my cousin, that it establishes a pattern of behavior. Our lawyer is considering whether to bring her in. Meanwhile, my mom's side of the family is circling wagons. Aunts and uncles calling to tell me I've destroyed my brother's future, that even if the no-contact order gets denied, having this on record will follow him forever. I asked one of them if they'd read the evidence. They said evidence doesn't matter, family loyalty does. The hearing is Tuesday. My girlfriend requested time off work because she can't focus. I took the day off too. Our lawyer says we have a strong case, but my brother's lawyer is good at creating reasonable doubt. I can't shake the feeling that no matter what happens Tuesday, this isn't over. The judge granted the no-contact order and my brother got arrested trying to violate it 6 hours later. The hearing went better than expected. My brother's lawyer tried fighting the phone records, but our lawyer had everything timestamped and verified by both carriers. The judge looked through page after page of my brother initiating contact with barely any responses from my girlfriend. When my brother's lawyer tried claiming she encouraged him, the judge cut him off and asked for specific examples. There weren't any, just my brother texting into the void for months. My dad's sister testified about what my brother did to my cousin 5 years ago. Same pattern, made up lies to break up her relationship, claimed the cousin had feelings for him when she barely knew he existed. The judge's expression changed after that testimony, went from skeptical to visibly annoyed. My brother took the stand and dug himself deeper, started rambling about how my girlfriend gave him signals, how she smiled at him at family dinners and that meant something. The judge asked what specific signals. My brother said the way she laughed at his jokes and made eye contact. The judge asked if making eye contact and laughing politely at family events constituted romantic interest. My brother said yes when you know someone as well as he knew my girlfriend. The judge asked how well he actually knew her. My brother admitted they'd never hung out one-on-one or had a real conversation beyond small talk. Our lawyer didn't even need to argue much after that. The judge granted a 2-year no-contact order. My brother can't contact my girlfriend, can't come within 500 feet of her, can't contact her at work or through third parties. My brother's lawyer asked for a stay pending appeal. The judge denied it, said the evidence was overwhelming and my brother's testimony actually strengthened the case for the order. We left the courthouse relieved. My girlfriend cried, but they were good tears for once. We grabbed lunch and started talking about finally moving forward. Then my phone rang. It was my dad. My brother had shown up at my apartment building. Apparently he went straight there from the courthouse, started banging on my door screaming about how I ruined his life. My neighbor called building security. Security called the police when my brother wouldn't leave. The cops arrested him for violating the protective order. He'd had it for less than a day. My dad was at the police station trying to figure out bail. He sounded exhausted. Said my mom was there too, hysterical, blaming everyone but my brother. My dad told her this was exactly why the judge granted the order and she lost it on him in the middle of the station. My brother got released on bail the next morning. The violation charge added another court date. His lawyer apparently told him he made everything worse and might drop him as a client. That's when my mom did something I still can't believe. She called my girlfriend's work pretending to be from HR and tried to get her fired. My girlfriend's actual HR called her in confused. Someone claiming to be from corporate had called saying my girlfriend was under investigation for harassment and needed to be suspended pending review. HR smelled something off and checked with corporate. No such investigation existed. They traced the call. It came from my mom's cell phone. My girlfriend filed a police report. Her company is considering pressing charges for impersonation and attempting to interfere with employment. My girlfriend's boss is furious and fully supporting her. My dad called me after he found out. He was crying, said he's filing for divorce, that my mom has lost all sense of reality and he can't watch her destroy herself trying to protect my brother from consequences he earned. My mom's been staying with my aunt. According to my dad, she's convinced there's a conspiracy against my brother, that my girlfriend and I coordinated this whole thing to destroy him. No amount of evidence will change her mind. The preliminary hearing for my brother's violation charge was last week. He pleaded guilty on his lawyer's advice to avoid harsher penalties, got 6 months probation and mandatory counseling. Any other violations mean jail time. My brother sent one last email after that, not to my girlfriend, to me, said I should be happy now that I've turned everyone against him, that he's lost his family, might lose his job when this becomes public, and has a record that'll follow him forever. I didn't respond, forwarded it to our lawyer in case we need it later. My dad moved out 2 weeks ago, got a small apartment across town. He's been meeting with a divorce attorney. My mom hasn't tried contacting him. From what my dad's sister says, my mom spends all day on the phone with family members trying to convince them my brother is innocent. Most of them have stopped answering. My girlfriend and I are doing better. She started therapy to process everything. Says it helps to talk to someone neutral about the violation of trust from my brother and the insanity with my mom. We've talked about moving, getting a fresh start somewhere. My brother doesn't know the address. Haven't decided yet, but we're seriously considering it. My dad came over for dinner last night. First time I've seen him in person since the divorce filing. He looks older somehow. Tired, he apologized again for not stopping this sooner. I told him it's not his fault. He shook his head and said he watched my brother manipulate and lie for years and convinced himself it was just immaturity. We talked for a long time, about my brother, about my mom, about how this whole thing spiraled so far beyond a simple lie. My dad said my mom might never accept reality, that she's chosen my brother's version of events and will die on that hill. I asked if he regrets having kids. He said no. Then he looked at me and said he's proud I stood my ground, that a lot of people would have given in to family pressure and I didn't. That meant more than he knows. My brother's required to stay 500 feet from my girlfriend for 2 years. After his probation violation, he can't contact me without risking jail. My mom's facing potential charges for the HR impersonation. My parents are divorcing after 30 years. All because my brother couldn't handle rejection and decided lying was easier than moving on. My girlfriend asked me last night if I ever wonder what would have happened if I'd just forgiven him after the first apology, if all of this could have been avoided. I told her no, because him lying about me cheating wasn't a mistake, it was calculated, and everything that came after just proved he'd never actually be sorry. She nodded and squeezed my hand. We're moving next month, new city, fresh start, no forwarding address for my brother or mom. My dad knows where we'll be, everyone else can wonder. I don't feel guilty anymore, just tired and ready to move on.